everybody? Bob the Green Man from Chateau de Muff, Mesa, Arizona, Zone 10A. And unfortunately, we are going to say goodbye to this nectarine tree. It's been in the ground 4 years now. It has flowered 4 times and produced one lousy fruit. All the flowers just fall off. So we are going to dig it out. We're actually going to put another star fruit in right here. We'll extend our irrigation line over one. But I wanted to come down and show you guys 4 years of root growth. And look at the size of that root right here. Here's in comparison, little stick. That is a healthy root. There's a healthy root here. Really big root right here. This is going to be a bit of a challenge to get out. We're not going to stress too much. I'm going to go basically the diameter here of the well that we originally had. And we're just going to cut these roots out. Also got a saw that I'm going to saw some roots. But we're basically just going to come down in here like this. If I can do this one-handed. There we go. That is, let's see if I can lift that guy out of there. That's one root taken care of. Now I think there's about 3 or 4 of these really big roots. There's this one evolves over this way. This one isn't that big. You should be able to just clip that one. Yeah, that one out, as we can see here. Now, if this tree was producing, this would be totally okay. I would have done this about 6 weeks earlier, but like I said, it is not producing, so we are just going to scrap it altogether. All right, that was a lot of work. Let's take a look at this root ball. And like I said, this was planted in March of 2022. I mean, these are some heavy-duty roots here. This was originally a 15-gallon. And actually really good root growth, no girdling. I did have to cut quite a bit of roots. All these spots here I cut down in there, which is okay. Like I said, if I was going to save this tree, I would do the same thing. We had to cut a couple branches off the top so that we could get it, get leverage on it, because it kept hitting the pool deck there. But yeah, if we were going to transplant this bad boy, we would take the canopy back quite a bit further than we originally did when I pruned this past winter. So if we look at this, these big roots are called anchor roots. These anchor into the ground, and then off the roots are your feeder roots. And this is what takes up the nutrients and the water and such. We look down here. Here is the taproot on this tree right there. Got new root growth. Look at that, brand new root. Trees never stop growing unless you force them to stop growing. Actually, this is not the taproot. This is a feeder root. This is the taproot right here, comes straight down. So if you imagine a straight line from the tree down to here, that's your taproot on a nectarine. Now, am I disappointed? Yeah, a little bit. You never want to buy a tree that doesn't produce for you. And this, because it grew so quick, so fast, actually did a good job protecting our loquat. And like I said in a past video, the loquat doesn't need protection anymore. So we are going to go get ourselves another star fruit. We're going to put a star fruit right here. I think that'll be perfect. We have good spacing. And we have a star fruit within 10 feet, another one. And even though they are self-fruitful, we will be able to increase our harvests because of the other tree cross-pollinated. All right, here is that new star fruit. It has been a couple days. We put this in the day that the nectarine came out, planted this star fruit, and it's been about a week. And that's what she looks like. It's looking really good, real healthy. Now, when you get, a tropical tree like this from the nursery, you're gonna see some cold damage because these trees, they don't really care for the cold, especially when they're in the pots. Once they get in the ground, they're absolutely fine. They will deal with the cold in their own way, but really no cause for concern when you see, some minor cold damage on your tropical fruit trees. Now, this is superficial. The bark is totally okay. As you see, we got new growth all the way up. So this tree, like I said, been on the ground for a week, doing great. Anyway, guys, that's the video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't be afraid to remove trees, just because you put a tree in the ground, and if it's not producing, get it out of there, and the sooner the better. These trees here, the shallow rooted trees, a lot easier to get out of the ground than that nectarine. This fig, for example, if I didn't like how this was producing, I would have taken it out a couple years ago. That size trunk means that the roots are pretty big and pretty deep. Anyway, until next time, guys, I hope you have a great day, and we'll see ya. Bye-bye.